Good morning, everybody. Right, so this morning we're going to be practicing 45 minutes of Moto. And so I'll just get you to start in any comfortable shape. You can be seated or lying down, and just take a few really slow breaths. You can put one hand on your chest, one hand on your belly, and fill up slowly through your nose. And slowly out of your nose. And notice that rise and fall of your chest, that expansion of your belly as you breathe. And just another breath here. And really slowly stretch your arms overhead. Morning stretch. Good morning. And if you're lying down, you can take some time to move around. And then eventually you can come up to a child's pose. And I'm just going to turn off the commenting just so throughout the class, those who are practicing just have less distractions. Awesome. And similar in this child's pose, let your forehead rest and start to send your breath into your back. Take your time, come up to your hands and your knees. We'll do about 3 rounds of cat-cow. Inhale to lift your chin, pull your chest down. And then exhale, lower your head, lift your back. Slow, slow movement with your breath. And try to bring that movement, that space into your back, upper back and chest. And you might lift into a downward dog, spread your fingers wide, and pedal your heels out. Lift your heels and tiptoe up to your hands. And when you're there, you halfway lift, hands to your legs. Bend your knees and fold. And let's do that with a big breath. Inhale, halfway. Exhale. And rise up to standing. And bring your hands to your chest. And so you're free to take this class at your pace, rest at any time, modify the shapes if you need to. Pranayama breath into your nose. And this time take an exhale out of your mouth. Hands interlaced, circle your arms up with your breath in. Exhale, palms together, lower your hands. You continue to move and breathe at your own pace. You breathe with a slight constriction in the back of your throat. This is a cleansing breath and breath that's going to wake you up. Two more. Last one. And the next breath in, release your hands, circle your arms up. And then clasp your fingers together at the top, release your index fingers, curve to the right side. And try to tuck your belly button in and up. And squeeze your palms together and lengthen. And then notice your shoulders. Try to soften your shoulders. And inhale, come back up. And give your knees a bend, elbows a bend. And change sides. Breath in, come back up. Take your hands apart, lower your arms halfway, reach them forward. And you're going to step your feet about hip width apart. We're going to move into powerful pose with breath. So you can inhale to lift. Exhale, sit low. And you move your breath in and out of your nose now. Yeah, give lots of weight into your heels. And you can even lift your toes, soften your toes. And take a breath in, come all the way up, lift your arms up, and cross your right arm underneath your left arm, eagle. And wrap your arms, grab your hands. If you can't, grab your shoulders. And bend your left knee, cross your right leg on top. And I want you to explore finding depth in your shape with each breath. So think about your inhale to fill up your back. You can lift your elbows. And then the exhale, you squeeze your arms and legs a little more. Last breath. And then feet together, big breath in, circle your arms up, let that go. And then change sides. And you can set yourself up at about maybe 50% effort. And then again, each breath, about 10% more. Inhaling to lift your arms. Exhale to squeeze your arms and legs. Squeeze everything into your center. And last breath or two, soften your jaw, soften your eyes. And then let that side go, feet together, arms rise up. And bring your hands to your chest. And you want your feet to be together. Bend your knees, sit down. Right, and really try to focus here on a long spine, long neck. Shoulders pull down. And we're going to come into a twist. So you can twist your upper body to the left. You can either bring your right hand to your thighs or elbow to your thighs, hands in prayer. Whichever allows more opening in the chest, more length in the spine. And as you hold this shape and twist, see if you can lower your sit bones, squeeze your inner thighs in and up. And take a breath in, come back through center, but keep your hips low if you can. We're going to go right to the other side. And fill the shape up with breath. Next breath in, come back up through center, reach high through your hands. Bend your knees and fold forward. Wash that out with a breath, halfway lift. And bend your knees, step your right leg back. So you can start with your knee down here. And soften into your hips. So right knee down. We're going to come into a twist. Left arm lifts up. And try to really reach up through your left fingertips. Stack your shoulders. Find that opening and that twist through your upper back, mid-back. Come out from your twist gradually, and then send your hips back into half splits. So your left leg is long, and you can bow forward, fold. It doesn't matter if your leg is straight or bent. Take your time, walk your hands back up to your front foot. And lift your back knee, find a bit of momentum to step your back foot forward. At the top of your mat, you halfway lift. And then bend your knees, other side, left leg back. Tap your knee down, soften into your hips. You can find your twist, right arm lifts up. Come out from your twist, send your hips back, half splits. And breathe some softness into your right leg. make our way back to the top. So lean forward, lift your back knee, find a bit of momentum, rock back and forth until you can step forward. And wash that out with one breath, halfway lift, and fold. And then bend your knees, step your right leg back. This time you're going to keep your knee lifted and rise up into a runner's lunge. So you can find a bit of a deeper lunge into your front knee, depending. Knee over your ankle. And then light up your back leg, lift your back knee, reach your fingers back, and try to extend your chest out through the crown of your head. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Spin your back heel down and open into a warrior two, arms wide. And try to breathe strength into your arms, reaching away, and softness into your shoulders. And flip your front palm up, peaceful warrior. And then come back through warrior two. This time lean forward, pivot your arms into triangle and press into your back foot. And with your bottom arm, you can either rest that arm on your thigh or you can press your outer arm into your inner thigh. Right, leg and arm press together. Activate your center, your core, and reach up through your right arm. And then you're going to send 2 big breaths into your body here. And come back all the way to peaceful warrior with your inhale. And then cartwheel your hands down to your mat. Rock back and step to the top. Wash that out with a breath, halfway lift. And then fold. And step your left leg back. Rise up into runner's lunge. And each breath can bring a little more strength into your shape, so make sure your glutes are active. Think about lifting up through your back hamstrings. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, warrior two. And you can take the first few breaths to explore, to move. You can bend a little more into your front knee, see how that feels. And try for even strength in your arms, even weight in your feet. And if it's comfortable, just close your eyes and breathe. Peaceful warrior, lift your right arm up. And if your eyes are still closed, really feel your body in the shape. Come back through warrior two, lean forward, pivot your arms into triangle and keep pressing into your back foot especially. last breath here together. And then this time you can come back up to your peaceful warrior as you breathe in. And straighten your front leg. Bring your hands onto your hips. And pivot your front toes parallel to your back. Wide-legged forward fold. And so you can take a little bend into your knees and fold. From here, bend your knees as much as you need to get your hands to the ground. And then walk your hands towards your front foot. Pivot your toes, hands plant, and you step back to high plank. And so high plank here, we're going to hold for about 5 or so breaths. Lift your legs. Lift up through your back and your head. And push the ground away with your fingertips. And steady breath if you can, one more. And then tap your knees down and lower down all the way with your chest. And baby cobra, we're going to hold here. Lift your chest, lift your head, and if you can, your palms as well. And then rest down, arms to your sides, and look to one side. And take a moment to rest here, a few breaths into your back. Come back up to center, full locust. Interlace your hands behind you. And squeeze your palms together and pull your arms back. And so squeezing, compression in the shoulder blades. Pull your shoulders back to lift your chest, and you want to lift your feet as well. And so your upper body and your legs are kind of floating here. And try to reach your toes back more away from the crown of your head. Lots of length. And then gently release down, look to the other side, and rest. Look back to center, and we're going to move into full floor bow. And so here you bend your knees, grab for the outsides of your feet, kind of like a double dancer's pose on the floor. Get a tight grip on your feet and then start to kick back. Reach your shins towards your back wall. You can let your shoulders pull away from your ears. Reach your ears away from your shoulders so your neck is nice and long. And most importantly, keep breathing, keep kicking back. And then release down, child's pose. When you're ready, rise up to a downward facing dog. And so we're going to move through 5 flows in total. First couple will be a bit slower, and then you can move at your pace. And so first option for flow, you come forward into a high plank. And you remember the strength you held in high plank before. Arms, legs engaged. Your neck is long. And then lightly tap your knees down. Keep that length and lower. Chest, belly, chin, all at the same time if you can. And then a soft baby cobra, a little lift up. And come back down, press through hands and knees, and rise up into downward dog again. So that first variation, you're using your knees to help you up. And second variation is knees lifted. You inhale forward to high plank. Exhale, lower halfway, arms staying close. Inhale up into upward facing dog, chest, thighs off the mat. Scoop your belly in and up, down dog. So now you can choose your variation. Move with your breath. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale to lift. And then exhale back up, downward facing dog. And continue moving with your pace. If you need more breath for each flow, you can take it. And take your time here. Once you've completed your 3 flows, come into child's pose. When you're ready to rise, come up. We're going to go back into a sleeping heroes. So you want your knees apart, feet together. And especially if this shape causes your knees any trouble, or your low back, or your ankles, you can slide a pillow or book, block, whatever you got underneath your bum. And really move into it slowly. So you might start with your bum lifted off of your feet. Make length in your back and sit back down. And really take your time to give your breath priority here. And close your eyes. And if you'd like to take a little more time in Heroes, you are very free to stay. Otherwise, you can rise up, take your time. I'm going to move into camel shape. And for camel, your knees are about hip width apart, toes curled under, and stand up on your knees. And place your palms to your bum. And first lift your shoulders and roll them down and back. And you can start to lift up through the center of your chest. And back of your neck is long, little tuck in your chin. And you can bring your legs into this too for support. Inner thighs pull in and up. And if you're feeling pretty stable and you'd like to go back to your ankles, feel free. But try to keep your hips where they are in space if you go back. And to come back up, pull your belly into your back. Bring your hands back up. Rise and have a seat. Just a moment to notice and take your hands down to the ground. You can rise to tabletop or downward dog. And this time into a hip opener, so you can choose pigeon or you can choose deer. So either way, your right knee behind your right wrist, bringing your leg forward. And for pigeon, your left leg will be long behind you. And maybe you put a pillow or prop under your right hip if it's lifted. And for deer, you can actually sit right off to the side onto your right hip, bend your back knee, and make 2 L shapes with your legs. And bring your upper body forward to rest. If you have something for your forehead to rest it on, you can place it under your head. Take one last breath here. Full breath in. And soft breath out. Start to come up. You might press back to your hands and knees or to your down dog. And transition to the other side, left leg forward. Pigeon or deer. Pigeon and deer are quite similar in they stretch the outer hip, thigh area. But deer is a lot more supportive, especially if you experience pain in your front knee. So notice how you feel in your body. If pigeon is causing any pain or sensation in your knee, and you can readjust. And the last breath or two. And take as much time as you need to rise up. You can have a sip of water. And we're going to meet lying on our backs. A couple more movements on the floor. And bend your knees. Lower your knees off to the left side and extend your right arm long. You might find that your breath automatically does this, but try for a slow, deep breath into your nose. And more of a sigh as you exhale. And let that exhale soften your right arm, your shoulder, your thighs. Notice any tension that you may not need today. Tension in your face, tension in your center. And bring your knees back up through center. Change sides. Again, you can take those few deeper breaths at the start, little sighs. Notice what it feels like to be supported by the ground. Let yourself be supported. And slowly bring your knees back up. Happy baby. You can grab for your big toes or the arches of your feet. Lift your feet up, knees bent. You can rock side to side a few times. A little massage for your low back. And stay in this happy baby as long as you like. And when you're finished, lower your legs down and come into a final resting shape. And in this resting shape, try to let your breath settle. Let it be natural. So I'm going to leave you here in this rest this morning. And you can take a moment to bring your hands close to the center of your chest, close to your heart. In a moment of gratitude for your body, for your own practice. In a moment of gratitude to the traditions of these practices that have been carried forward, shared with us. And then another moment of gratitude for anything else, for anyone else in your life. Well, thank you so much for practicing with me today. And I hope you have a really peaceful rest of your day.